Nikki here from the Eat Well Project again, and today we're going to be making chili, vegetable chili. Have a look at it, guys. Doesn't that look delicious? Now for a change, I thought I would serve this with a jacket potato instead of rice, which I think you can do in the microwave or in your oven if you've got it on, but it does make a nice change. The recipe is one I've had for a long time and I've kind of adapted. But you can do that as well. That's what savoury cooking's all about. On with our vegetable chili, guys. But first of all, what have we got to do? We've got to wash these things. So let's have a look at the ingredients we're going to be using today. So we've got a tablespoon of sunflower oil. Any oil will do, guys. Or if you're feeling healthier, you can put some sprays of fry light in. We've got a medium onion, which I've roughly chopped. Now this is where I made a slight change. The recipe had a courgette, a red pepper and a yellow pepper all chopped. Now the courgettes came in threes and the peppers came in threes, and I thought, well, I don't want all those courgettes, so I bought the 3 peppers and I've chopped all those. But you can put courgettes. The great thing about this recipe is put in what you like. So if you like mushrooms, if you like green beans, you can use them frozen as well, pop them in. It doesn't really matter, it's your choice, but I've got one of each in there, finely chopped, well not finely chopped, roughly chopped. I've got a carrot, 1 medium carrot, which I have chopped as well. Now this recipe serves 4, but if you like your veg, put more in, make a really good amount. Just put a little bit more chilli probably in. And then I've got some mixed beans. Now if you haven't got mixed beans, you can mix them yourself. You can put some red beans and some chickpeas if you want to. We could put some broad beans even, but I've just bought one 400-gram can of mixed beans. I've got 2 cloves of garlic, which I've put through the crusher, but if you haven't got a garlic crush, you can always just finely chop it. I've got 1 fresh chilli, a medium strength one, which I finely chopped. But if you haven't got a fresh chilli, you could get some chilli powder. Now this is a mild chilli powder. In the recipe it says 1 teaspoon. If you like it a bit hotter than that, I would probably buy a chilli powder that's probably medium strength or even hot, depends what you like, and adjust it. Put in what you like to start with or what you think might be right, and then put more in as you taste it towards the end. And then I've got a tablespoon of tomato puree. I've got, it says 5 centimetres of ginger, fresh ginger, that I've peeled with a teaspoon and then I've chopped fairly finely. You could grate that, or you could even use dried ginger. I'd use about half a teaspoon. And then I've got 200 grams of frozen sweet corn. You could use canned. I've got 1 stock cube, that's a vegetable stock cube. And then I was going to put some pinches of pepper in. I've got some black pepper there, but if you've got white pepper, that's absolutely fine. I've got a 400 gram of chopped tomatoes, tinned. Now in the summer, if you've got fresh tomatoes, you could chop those up, probably about 6 would be about right. And then I've got 200 mils of water. So let's start cooking. Sunflower oil, or any oil that you've got, in my large pan or a large frying pan. And to that, I've got it nice and warm, and now I'm going to add my chopped onions. So as you can see, I've got it pretty hot in there. Move it around, turn it down if it's a little bit hot. I'm going to put my carrots in as well, and then I'm going to cook those for about 3 minutes. Keep stirring and make sure you just adjust the heat if necessary. 3 minutes. And now we're going to add the peppers, and of course this is where you would be adding the courgettes if you're using courgettes. If you're using mushrooms, you could add them now. If you were using frozen veg, probably a little bit later, depending on what it is. I'm also going to add the ginger. Now I like quite a lot of ginger. But you could add powdered ginger there, which I would put about half a teaspoon. I've got my fresh chilli, which I've made small. Now if you're using dry chilli powder, you can put that in now or a little bit later. And you would put probably about a teaspoon of mild, that would equal that sort of strength of that chilli. I've also got my 2 cloves of garlic, which I'm also going to add in as well. Now these, I'm going to stir in, and then I'm going to give them 5 minutes. Keep stirring though, and don't let them burn. That's had the 5 minutes, so now we're going to add some more ingredients. We're going to add the mixed beans, if you're using mixed beans, but you might want to put broad beans in, as I said. You might want to put a mixture of all sorts of beans, which I've just done, or you might want to put some butter beans, some chickpeas, anything like that. Add in there. Even some people put baked beans in. I'm going to put a few pinches. I like quite a bit of black pepper, so I'm going to put 3 good pinches of black pepper in there. I'm going to put in my tomato puree. I'm going to put in a stock cube, which I'm just going to mash in like that. In goes my 200 mils of water. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to put in my tin of chopped tomatoes. Give it a stir. And then I'm just going to cook these now until the vegetables are soft. That's particularly the carrots. They're normally the thing in there that's going to take the longest. So I'm going to turn that up, bring it to a rolling boil, then put it down to a simmer, and then simmer until the vegetables are soft, unless you like them slightly crunchy. The carrots are nice and soft now, and I'm going to add the last ingredients. I've got 200 grams of the sweet corn. You might want to put peas in as well at this stage if you wanted to. As I said, it doesn't really matter how much veg you put in. If you like more veg, add more veg. If you want more beans, add more beans. It's very much your own recipe. If you do add a lot more, you probably might need more tinned tomatoes and a little bit more tomato puree and that. Just go with your own recipe. We're just going to bring it to the boil and probably we're just heating them through really, so probably just give it a minute. So here it is, guys. Doesn't that look so colourful? This is probably the time, I'm going to try a little bit, but this is the time perhaps where you think to yourself, might need a little bit more seasoning, might need a little bit more chilli powder, and then you can cook that through just to give it that extra flavour. So I'm going to have a little try. It's pretty hot. Wow, it's got lots and lots of really fresh flavours. Very good. Got to try this one as well, guys.